There's Chinese researchers have shown how this virus spreads, and I just want to put up
Ooh,
for our
you are good.
viewers. I just want to put up for our viewers. This is a restaurant.
Anderson, you are tough.
No, I'm not
We're
talking.
back to China. This isn't
Yeah,
China. This
this
is
is
Las Vegas, Nevada.
Wow. Okay, that's really ignorant. This is a restaurant, and the
That's
yellow
ignorant to
circle.
say
That's an ignorant statement. That's a restaurant, and yes, it's in China, but there are human beings too. That yellow is a person who is asymptomatic and infected, and all those other red circles are other diners who that one diner passed the virus to. All those other people became infected in a restaurant that had air conditioning, and they believe it was the air conditioning which helped the virus spread to all those other people.
You remember the Legionnaire's disease in 1976 in Philadelphia came all through the air conditioning. You don't remember because you're younger.
I do remember.
Typhoid Mary, who I think passed away, well, anyway, during the late 30s, rode the buses, was a cook, and she was asymptomatic, and she spreaded a fear of getting typhoid, and she never showed a sign of it. And she lived most of her life quarantined. The reality was, I think 58 people passed away from typhoid. And so we're aware of this. We learned from history. Right. We've had Ebola. We've had the West Nile. We've had polio. We've had these horrific,
none of those were as
painful.
Infectious in Las Vegas. I mean, you didn't have people with Ebola on a casino floor. You know what? If you did,
we don't know that.
Well, yeah, you do, because if you had it...
A neighbor of mine died from West Nile because the swimming pool on the next property was filled with mosquitoes, and the people who had abandoned the house left the pool full. So we live with this. This is part of life.
Just as mayor,
the challenges.
As mayor, are you not concerned when you see just that restaurant graphic, how air-conditioned spreads this and other people become infected?
Yes, from Legionnaire's disease. That's just what I said. We lost a lot of people in that hotel who had gone ahead and been in the hotel and there were steps, it came through.
Right, and there were steps to take to stop that by changing the air filtering, if my memory serves me correct, on Legionnaire's disease. There are not yet the steps to take with this other than social distancing.
Right. So people do that. I mean, I love watching our people here. They're so careful. And even as we have, we work every single day. I have not missed a day. And anybody who is in or comes into the office that needs an appointment or has an issue, they all are with their masks on, or we always enforce social distancing. And the office is absolutely pristine with germ-free.
You're talking about your office.
Well, hopefully everything in the building. We shut down the lobby, but we've not had a problem.
I mean, you know how. Look, Mayor, you love your city, and I get you want it to go back to work, and I totally get that. And you hear from people, and you know you're in a really tough position. I get it, but it just seems really irresponsible, given that you actually have no responsibility or say over casinos or what happens on the Strip, that you're not out there doing anything about. You're not doing anything about trying to improve testing like your friend Mayor Garcetti is doing in Los Angeles, or improve contact tracing. You're simply sitting there and saying, you know, get back to work, get these casinos open again. And you have no idea or plan, or you've done nothing to try to figure out, well, what's the best way to make that happen? How far apart should, a dealer be from the people? How, should the hours? I mean, you're offering nothing other than being a cheerleader, which I guess is what part of your job is, and I respect that. And you seem like a very nice person, but I don't understand. Do you not have any sense of responsibility if you're calling for something to at least try to work to make it as safe as possible?
I speak with the owners of our city casinos every day, almost. And they're all in such pain of having to furlough or let everybody go in the casinos.
Yeah, I'm sure the casino owners are very sad. I get that.
Well, no, they're very sensitive people that care about their employees and having shut down the businesses here. These are people, not the strip hotels, that's under the jurisdiction of the county, our unincorporated county. Our jurisdiction here,
I'm
City
sure,
of Las
yeah.
Vegas.
My heart doesn't. I mean,
And so,
casino owners.
no,
I'm sure they're probably doing okay. It's the people who are working on the floor who are the ones who are going to become infected and potentially die.
No, you're talking disease. I'm talking life. I'm talking life and living. These are people
Okay,
who
that
have had
makes
to
no sense.
abandon. Well, it maybe doesn't to you. It does to us here in Las Vegas. They've had to release all these workers that have no other source of income to feed their children. And they're also having to make a way to go ahead and help support the city. So at the time it opens,
Usually the ones releasing the
they can come
workers
back.
are generally doing okay. They're the ones
Maybe
who
they
have a
are.
lot more money. It's the ones who are
No, but
actually
you're
released
on
who
the
are really
wrong side
suffering.
of the fence. I am talking about the workers. I'm
Okay.
talking about the low income, middle income workers that are out free and without a dime in
Right.
their
You're
pockets.
actually talking about casino owners, your
And-
friends, but
No, I'm not
now you
talking
switched.
about casino.
Right, well, you
no,
were, but now you've switched.
I'm on
But
the
go ahead.
same. No, that's been my focus from day one. If you go back to everything I say, it's been always about putting our workers back to work. It is not about the casinos. It's not about anything other than putting those who've lost their jobs in a city that wasn't broken and didn't have disease back to work. We're 2.3 million people here. We have over
Wait a minute.
900,000.
3,900 cases in Nevada, 163 deaths, and that's with social distancing. You're
Nevada,
saying there was
Nevada.
Nevada. You're saying there was no problem in Las Vegas, like there was no disease, there was not the virus in Las Vegas? Because earlier you said you believe everyone's
No.
asymptomatic.
I'm sure in January. And I know plenty of people who were coughing. Some had fevers, and if they did, they stayed home because they thought it was the flu. The flu is unbelievably powerful still. And so, of course, we know that. We tried to work on the sensitivities of people to be responsible as to spreading any kind of germ, whether it's the flu.
But don't you think
or
that
whether
it's worked
something.
in Nevada, in Las Vegas, social distancing? Don't you think it's worked? Because, I mean, 163 deaths, that is, compared to some other states, that's low.
150.
For those families,
We're
it is
2.3,
all that matters.
We're 2.3 million people in southern Nevada, and we've had 150 deaths. We have put
163, I
out
believe,
of
is the
work-
latest number, actually.
Wrong.
But
That's for Nevada. That's Nevada. This is down here, 150.
so you've had
2.3
almost all the deaths,
million.
by the way, in Nevada, you've had in Las Vegas. So you've had 150 deaths out of
Correct.
163
We're
deaths.
200. We're 2.3
Isn't that
million people
because
here.
of social
The
distancing
state-
that you